Everybody has been talking about it, so I may as well join in on the train. Yeah, it's a good thing that I stretched because honestly, that's going to be needed because I'm probably going to be here for half an hour or approximately an hour depending on how long it takes for me to yap about the situation. The state of YouTube right now is a fucking mess right now. We're, and there is a article that we are going to be looking at from Dexerto, which I'll leave a link in the description down below for those who wants to go read that article for themselves. And yeah. All right. YouTube is making a major change to how long form video views are counted. All right, so here's my idea. What is highlighted in blue is what we are going to be reading, all right? YouTube is changing how it counts public views on long form videos, with a view soon being registered as soon as a video begins playing. The change will take effect on August 24th, bringing long form videos, podcasts, and live streams under the same exposure based model YouTube introduced for shorts last year. Under the new system, a public view will be counted from the first frame rather than requiring viewers to continue watching for a set period. YouTube says the change is intended to standardize what a public view means across different video formats. With the shit that they are doing, it is extremely controversial because it was already bad enough that they were changing the partner program to where you have to grind twice as hard. And I was so fucking pissed from when I talked about it when we recorded episode 46 of the All Things Nerdy podcast. Which, speaking of the podcast in question, episode 46 will come out October 8th, if I know correctly. But point still stands. I'm pissed at YouTube for the direction that they are going. And I saw that Joey Bissinger, aka the Anime Man, talked about it, which it's good that he did. I hope that Jacksepticeye and Moist Critical talk about it, because if they raise their voices against these problems that YouTube has been having, or hell, even if Markiplier talked about the situation, YouTube would be cooked. And it was bad enough that animation creators are being falsely flagged of misguiding content when their content is not made for young children, because their AI is like, oh, that's an animation that's made for kids, and you lied about it not being made for kids. The fuck? Just get rid of your fucking AI garbage, because I am so fucking tired of seeing people being falsely flagged and being wrongfully banned for no fucking reason. And if there are people who are stuck with dealing with bots, I guarantee you that there is going to be a fuck ton of lawsuits to where they are going to lose billions of dollars for the amount of lawsuits that they are going to get. YouTube views will count from the first frame, which means that if somebody was to have AI slop or if they're a piece of shit, then you gave the view to somebody who is lazy with using AI slop as a shortcut. And if somebody is a clout chaser and being a piece of shit about it, YouTube announced that the change through its creator insider account on August 17th, explaining that the updated system will apply across all platforms. YouTube is moving to an exposure based model for views across all formats, meaning a view will now be counted at the moment a video begins to play from the very first frame, the company said. The platform previously made the same change for shorts, which began counting a view whenever a short starts playing or replaying instead of requiring a minimum watch time. According to the company, the expansion is designed to ensure consistency across the platform and to make sure that interactions between creators and audiences are captured under the same public view metric. There are some people who would use bots just so that they can push views, which if you do that, then you're just a piece of shit and you are fake as hell. And from the controversy of the partner program change, I brought up a good point saying that Twitch should have it. Wait, no, sorry. I brought up a good point saying that Twitch made it easier for new affiliates, which I'm going to pull up the requirements real quick. Here's what Twitch did. Reach 25 followers, which used to be 50, stream for 4 hours, which used to be 8, stream on 4 different days, which used to be 7, and reach an average of 3 viewers on 4 different days. That's a good change that Twitch made, and YouTube made the worst decision imaginable. Come on, there we go. Creators looking to compare video performance before and after the change will still be able to use the engaged views metric in YouTube Studio. An engaged view means a viewer continued watching beyond the first frame and for additional seconds. This this is effectively how YouTube historically counted views, allowing creators to make more consistent comparisons between videos and publish before and after the update. The change to public views counts will also not alter how YouTube calculates monetization, which that's fucking stupid. Engaged views will continue to be used for monetization and revenue calculating across videos, while qualified engaged viewers will remain the metric used for shorts eligibility in the YouTube partner program. I'm gonna be honest, fuck YouTube shorts because it is just mostly AI slop. And that shit needs to be fucking banned because I am against the idea of using AI for content and I am against it uh, for multiple reasons. The primary reason on why I am against the use of AI is because it takes away jobs from real humans. And if you use generative AI to make garbage art, it takes away jobs from real artists. If you're using text to speech, that's fine. But generative shit like this, generative AI moderation, dog shit. Using AI to make art, that shit is slop. The public view counts update. The blah, blah. The public view count updates come as YouTube makes separate changes to its partner program. Beginning February 1st, 2027, new creators will need 8,000 qualified watch hours over the previous year or 20 million qualified short views over 90 days to qualify for an ad and subscription revenue, doubling the current requirements of 44,000 hours and 10 million shorts views. Doubling it is the worst fucking decision that YouTube has made. And why I showed the Twitch requirements is to show that Twitch made the better decision to where they're like, hey, you know how we used to have it to where it was 50 followers? We're cutting it in half to where you need 25, which that was a Twitch W, bro. And this is the biggest social media L that I have seen. And as somebody who's been a small content creator since the beginning, I am fucking pissed. And what they are doing is just so fucking retarded, bro. And usually I don't like saying that word, but given how pissed I am, I have all the rights to call them that. Because this is the stupidest decision that they could have made. And you wanna know what I say? Ban AI, fix your fucking moderation, and fire the current CEO. Because the fact that they said that AI is making YouTube better is absolute bullshit. And somebody said that Joey Bissinger should be the new CEO of YouTube, which I'm gonna say this much. I say that it should be whoever is against artificial intelligence and knows how to run a platform in the correct way. And we all know that the bot problems has been absolute dog shit because in for bigger content creators, there are times to where we would have fake giveaways that are scams. There are some people who would have a girl's ass as a thirst trap, which this type of shit is such a huge problem, man. There are people who are not wanting to be a content creator on YouTube and moving to alternatives like Rumble, for example. It is just so stupid that they are doing this shit, man. And to add salt to the wound, the United Kingdom is like, hey, we're going to force this worldwide down people's throats, whether they like it or not. And I would not be surprised if they pull the plug to where they're like, hey, we are not doing this, so therefore we are pulling the plug on you as our way of saying fuck you. Which honestly, I hope that ends up being the case. Because I guarantee you that shit is going to backfire on day one. And Deep Humor has done a lot of research on YouTube's problems, which is good. The partner program change is extremely controversial because it is bad that they are suppressing smaller content creators. Which, to be honest, that's just so fucking stupid. Regardless of size, everybody should have a chance to grow, regardless of what type of content that they want to make. But if they make AI slop, that shit shouldn't be on the platform because real creativity is what makes good content. It is such a fucking shit show of a platform right now. We have two options in this case. We fight against YouTube to where they change their decisions and learn from their mistakes, or we stay silent and let them win. I refuse to stay silent. Because the fact that small channels are being suppressed and that there are people who are getting wrongfully banned or falsely flagged to where they are demonetized, it is just so fucking bad. The moderation is dog shit because it's all AI. We need human moderation more than we need AI moderation. And that is hard to argue against. And I'm not gonna lie, I did not expect to have this big of a crash out. This was a rant that I needed to get off of my chest. So we need to fix YouTube's sooner than later. And with the current state that YouTube is in, I would say do what Twitch did to where it is cut in half to where it's half of what it was before to where it is easier instead of doubling it. Which I don't remember when Twitch made the decision to change the affiliate program requirements. But I feel like that the change where they made it easier was honestly a really good change, especially for newer streamers, regardless if you are somebody who just wants to show what game you're playing while you're faceless, or if you want to do face cams versus being a VTuber, it doesn't matter. Having fun with what type of content you make is what matters. And Jacksepticeye brought up this point a few years back, saying that it was less about having fun and more about views, money, and growth. And if these issues are not fixed, YouTube is going to fucking die as a platform. Because 3 years back, it was bad enough to where they changed their TOS to where off platform behavior doesn't count, which is just stupid. If I don't stop yapping, I will not shut up about it, so I'm just going to end this here. Thank you for taking the time to hear me out. We need to fight against YouTube's problems.